When you purchase a commercial property, during your purchasing process, there is one step that you must follow, and that is tenants interview. Now, when I'm talking tenants interview, it doesn't mean like a style of, one person is sitting, the other person is taking the interview. It's what I mean by tenant interview is something like conversation way. What all the questions that you will be asking and why this tenant interview is so important, that I'm going to uncover in this video. Okay, tenant interview. What is tenant interview? So when you want to purchase a commercial property, there are a lot of things that you need to check. You do the building inspections, you make sure that your valuation comes in, you personally go and inspect that, and you do a lot of surroundings checks and everything, right? Foot traffic, depends on what type of properties that you're buying. One step is tenant interview. A tenant interview is kind of a discussion between you as a potential buyer with the tenant who is actually doing business from that premise. Now, first thing that you need to understand is that tenant who has been doing the business, how long they have been doing the business. If they have been doing the business for, let's say, 3 years or 4 years or even more, then they know upfront all about that property, what is happening in the property in that area, and they are kind of a local people. They have all these informations. So while you are collating all this information from outside, from other sources, and you're talking to builder, valuer, all finance broker and giving you the deal, you need to get to know about their business. So key part of your tenants interview is to understand how their business is doing. If you see that their business is doing really good, then that means they are going to stay in that place even beyond the lease, and hence your property is lucrative. This deal is going to be good, because if the tenants are not doing well, if their business is not doing well, even though you have a longer lease, let's say 5 years, 7 years, 10 years lease, what are you going to do? If they are not doing in the business, eventually they will stop paying you rent. And if they stop paying you rent, then your business, your investment is going to be in issue, right? It is going to be a problem. You can argue with that, yes, you have a long-term lease and you have a bindings and all sort of things, but if tenant is unable to do the business, or if their business is not doing well, is just going to be a problem. Let me give you an example. Let's say lease another 2 years left, and you were collecting, let's say, $50,000. So 50,000 into 50,000, 100,000 of that lease well left. 100,000 you are supposed to collect. Now, if tenants stop paying, let's say they didn't pay, they said, yeah, I'll pay it 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and then you give all the different notices and all things, even though they didn't pay. So what you're going to do? You will take them to the court and all. As you know that this cost can be taking to the court 30, 40, 50,000, and by the time tenant has actually moved out, and with all these things, eventually you can get some of the money, but then you will be getting, let's say, 10 or 20,000 or 30,000 after all these expenses and all the issues you that gone through. So is it worth enough chasing that much, or it is worth enough to put your energy into find a new tenant and make sure it gets re-tenanted? So the point of my story is, before you purchase, you need to make sure that you do a thorough tenant interview and get to know their business and understand that, yes, what they are doing, they know they are doing and they are profitable, their business is doing good, hence I would be proceeding, I'll be buying this. So that is one of the big part of your due diligence. The question that could be, some of the question that will be asking about their business, what do they do now, and what they used to do, what was their previous location, how long they have been planning to stay, what kind of future do they see in their business, and even with the property itself, is there any issues with the property, is there any dispute with your current landlord, any kind of information that you can get, you can ask in this tenant interview. The more and more you will ask questions and let them answer, people love talking. So if you ask them all these kind of questions, and if they answer these, and then you collect all this information and then find out those informations, or like sometimes it will trigger something, if they say something and you find, like you made a note and you find out, oh, that doesn't make sense, or but the agent told me something different. So you can cross validate. So this is as part of your due diligence. You do the cross validation and basically match it and ensure that yes, what you are buying is all this understanding, and that's why you want to proceed with this purchase. I always say that while even you engage with another professionals, you personally go with them, and just even though you can't ask these questions, even though you can't do these things, hire somebody who can do all these things and just be side with them. You'll get a lot of confidence. You will get that what you are purchasing, what you're buying is actually makes sense, rather than everything leaving it to someone else. That is tenant interview, and this is something that you must do as part of your due diligence when you purchase your commercial property. I hope it creates some value and you like this video. Please do give me a favor, subscribe my channel, turn the notification bell on so you get to see more videos like this, and it also helps me to reach out to more people like you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.